end of a black hole, coalesce beneath the ground. All done by my own hand.
And we are live. Thank you so much for coming to the panel, everyone. And big thank you to UConnect Collegiate Rising for making this panel happen. Big shout out to Twitch students and Hitmarker for sponsoring the event. Today we're joined by speakers affiliated with HyperX, Overtime GG, G2 Esports, and Cloud9. The panel will cover how content creation has changed, how to get started as a content creator, resources that have helped them, as well as what goals and actionable items students should work on now. And we'll also talk about the role of collaboration and conventions in audience growth. At the end of the panel, we'll leave about 15 minutes for Q&A. So without further ado, let's get started. We'll do introduction first. My name is Victoria Sun. I worked at Streamlabs, which was later on brought out by Logitech. I'm currently at Hamel.gg. I came from the collegiate community, and I'm also a partnered Twitch content creator. And next, we're gonna pass this on to our guests. We'll start with Holly.
Hi, I am Holly, or Umino Kaiju on Twitch. I've been a partnered streamer for over 6.5 years. Yes, that's me.
6.5 years. That's a really long time.
Yeah.
Very experienced. Such experience. Yeah. Next, let's go to Joey.
Hi, my name is Joey, or Kyo. I am a content creator for Cloud9. I mainly play Fortnite and Valorant, and I do backflips. That's like my stuff.
Nice. Next, Hantao.
Hey, how's it going? My name is Hantao. Yes, it's my real name. I currently run all of the gaming initiatives for Overtime, called Overtime Gaming.
Awesome. Brittany. Brittany, you're muted.
Hi,
There you
everybody. I'm Brittany Johnson. I am the head of creators for G2 Esports. I've been on all facets of the industry, whether it's been tournament organizing, head of esports, talent myself, voiceover, influencer marketing, whatever it is. I'm here to definitely have a really fun discussion with everyone who's been involved. So thank you for having me.
Awesome. So as everyone can see, we have a very stacked list of guests. And yeah, let's jump right in. So first, let's talk about sort of like just core content creation. So yeah, based on what you guys have seen in the industry, like what was your big break and how has that impacted your career? We'll start with Holly, since you're the streamer here.
So I think when streaming really took off for me, whenever I knew that I was able to do this full time, and when things became very consistent, was around the time when I joined a stream team back in, I don't know, maybe like 5 years ago, called Team TG. So it was my first experience in being a part of a group with a bunch of other streamers, and yeah, met a lot of new friends. First time that I was able to collaborate with other streamers, play games with them, stream with them, and yeah, that was it for me.
Nice. Yeah, Joey, kind of tell us what was your experience like and what was your big break? Big breakthrough, I should say, not break.
Yeah, for sure. I think one of the most prominent ones, obviously, is getting signed to Cloud9 as like I kind of found my home there, and I love everyone, working with everyone there. But they really gave me a big opportunity to create content for them, and that's helped me kind of like grow all of my platforms and been super mutually beneficial, because I've just done so many things that's going to promote them and like going to promote me and back and forth, and it's super fun, and I'm super grateful. And that was like that was probably like one of my biggest like breakthroughs, I guess, if that makes sense.
Nice. So how did you guys get involved in that?
So, well, I made a montage on Reddit that kind of just blew up a bit. And then Cloud9 reached out to me and they said, hey, do you want to be a pro Fortnite player? And I was like, hey, no, but I'm down to be a content creator. And then that's kind of how it happened.
Nice. And Holly, you mentioned, I think,
Team TG.
Team TG.
Yeah.
Can you kind of tell us what your experience was like joining them and how did you get selected?
It was so long ago, I actually don't remember. I think it was probably just back in the day, the streamer community was a lot smaller. And so it was a lot easier to like talk to people, meet. And I think I just went to, I think it was PAX West a long time ago. I met some other streamers in person, and then we were able to connect better. And then after that, I was just asked to join the team.
Awesome.
And I said, yeah.
So sort of like where you guys had like your content and your brand had something to contribute to like the overall team or organizations that you guys were part of. There's like something unique. Hantao, I know that you come from like talent management. So like what was the process for overtime when you guys try to kind of like assemble a team like that?
So for us in talent acquisition, I think it's like finding people that want to be with you long term. There's a lot of talent out there, and there's a lot of diversity. Everybody wants to make gaming a career, and it's kind of about choosing the best person who will be with you for that 1 to 3 year term, rather than like, hey, I just want to be here for 6 months.
I see. So sort of like something like long term. Brittany, I know that you're at G2. Can you kind of tell us what your standards or like the experience is like assembling a team like that?
Yeah, and for us, it's more so, it's all about brand fit. If you are someone who's a personality, if you fit along with the brand personality that G2, we definitely make a persona for ourselves on social media. Like if you follow G2, you know what it is that shtick is, and so we want to find creators who can dish it, who can take it, who embody that brand and want to be involved from like beginning to the end, and so it is so much more than just, hey, we don't want to just do like a one-off thing with you. We want you to want to be a part of the brand and want to be here for the long run. It's something, whenever I look for talent, I want to look for people who are not only invested themselves in it, but like want to be involved, want to grow, want to help it grow, not only for themselves but for other people and for the brand itself. It is a long-term investment, as your career should be, and as long as all of your collaborations should be as well.
Got it. So sort of like there's like this certain vibe or aesthetics that each brand carries, and as a content creator, when you join the community, it's like you not only embody that aesthetic or vibe, but you also have something unique to contribute to them. So I guess that kind of reminds me a lot about, like streamer houses and stuff. So yeah, kind of, everyone here kind of has like their own community that they're involved in, whether it be like a collaborative, like organization or a community. Can you guys give us some insights on what makes these effective avenues for growth? We'll start with Joey this time.
Sorry, avenues for growth, and which way? Just on all over across the board?
I think you're with Cloud9 right now. So how has Cloud9 helped you grow as a streamer?
Definitely just giving me opportunities to present myself on a larger platform than I would have access to in general. Because as a content creator, you're limited to your own sphere of influence. And whenever you do a collaboration with anybody else or your esports organization, that just gives you a whole new opening to reach a new audience potentially. And they've done that a bunch of times through different YouTube videos, Instagram sponsorships, or tons of different kinds of like social media, if that makes sense.
Got it. So more in like, it kind of brings you from like, you're just like an individual content creator to now like kind of as like a whole organization, you guys have more, I guess, exposure or opportunities.
Yeah, totally.
Holly, what was your experience like?
With being a part of a team?
Yes, being part of a team.
Exactly what he said. You, like he said about like being an individual and having only like a certain amount of influence, being able to work with other people and collaborate with other people gives you access to other communities, other opportunities to grow. And yeah, he answered it very well.
Cool. Hantao, do you have anything to add to this, like from like a, I guess, management standpoint of view?
I think what Kyo said was pretty good in terms of like increasing your network and giving yourself access to bigger platforms.
I see. Brittany, do you have any comments on this?
Yes, I mean, sorry, we're in LA where all the elements are gets this. So when it comes to the platform, it depends on the level. We definitely look to collaborate with creators in which we can bring value to each other. So whenever I look for a creator to sign, it's someone that I think will be able to grow with G2, but also like we want to be able to bring value and growth to that creator as well. So whether that's developing new properties other than that person just doing their streams, if they've ever wanted to do a podcast, if they've ever wanted to do a talk show, anything in the creative sense that we can bring more production value to, that is something that we want to be able to bring to that creator. And in that sense, like that's why creator houses are of value, because we're able to work with that creator and like that creator in their collaboration opportunities in a more timely manner. Like if we put together, so for example, we have our Barcelona house. So the G2 Barcelona house has 4 people who all live in it at all times, who are working together, who are collaborating together, who are constantly thinking of good ideas where they can work with partners and with each other. And that is our strategy moving into the US. Like we want to put together a creator house that we bring a safe environment together where people can create more than just what they're able to just by doing online content together, doing in real life. Let's hang out. Let's actually like do a podcast together. Whatever it is that you want to do, like it is our job to provide that opportunity to you. And that's I think our job as an org is to provide value in that sense.
Got it. So it sounds like, aside from just creating content, it's also like cultivating a relationship with the organization. How like when you first join a organization, everyone's kind of like strangers to each other. So like Joey and Holly, can you guys just kind of tell us what the process is like, kind of going from like strangers to creating content with each other and like kind of, growing relationships with each other? We'll start with Holly.
So I'm not currently a part of a team, and I haven't like had too much experience with being a part of a team, and one of my experiences was a really long time ago, but I imagine it would be the same as or similar to just playing with friends and making friends. And as Brittany was saying before about having a group of people that you can grow with and motivate each other and, come up with new ideas to do together. It's something that I want to be able to continue to do a lot more, but I haven't been able to do it as much as I would like to. So I haven't had much experience besides just playing games with friends. But I would like to have all of that. I'm looking for it, and it is really helpful to grow, and it is, in my opinion, very important.
Yeah, definitely. I think, having like, someone there to kind of like push you and motivate you is very important. Joey, I know like in the beginning you mentioned that you made a montage on Reddit, and then Cloud9 kind of reached out to you like, hey, do you want to, how is it like kind of transitioning from, I guess, being a Fortnite creator to being part of a team? Like what kind of collaborations have you guys done?
I think the biggest thing is just like working with different sponsorship opportunities in terms of like actual, like the difference of like being on a team and being a solo creator, if that makes sense. You have access to so many different resources that I wouldn't be able to utilize on my own, which just gives me such a huge advantage over other creators that were around the same size as me, if that makes sense. Like as a solo creator versus being on a team, you just have so much more resources available, which is super beneficial.
Can you kind of dive in a little bit more? Well, I mean, like if you're comfortable, but like dive in a little more on what you mean by resources.
Yeah, I mean, just like having access to people that are going to help me creatively push my content into the next level, and kind of being willing to work with different ideas that haven't really been done before or something. I have a lot of things that I've been working on for a while now that aren't really totally public, but basically just like, yeah, overall, I don't know how much I can get to, if that makes sense, but really just more resources and sponsorship opportunity. I know I'm kind of repeating myself there, but like I've done a lot of work with HyperX and Red Bull, and kind of navigating that has been a really interesting like process for me personally, because I've my solo entity as part of a team as well. So it's interesting for sure.
Got it. So sort of like, that you have other creators to kind of be there with you, but you also sort of, with sponsorships and stuff, there's like a direction where you can kind of like expand your content on.
Yeah, in terms of like creators that I network with, definitely like being a part of a team helps, because it gives you a lot of credibility. It doesn't necessarily mean everybody I work with is going to be a part of Cloud9, or everybody that I'm streaming with is going to be a part of Cloud9, but it definitely helps me kind of open the door to be like, oh, he's going to be a good person that I would want to collaborate with, if that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely. So, like I think forming a team requires a lot of like networking. I guess, yeah, this is more of a question for Hantao and Brittany, but how do you guys kind of network? And what are your, I guess, sort of like methods or go-to methods for networking and connecting with people online?
Specifically influencers, or?
Yes, influencers, or
Okay.
in general.
So I think in terms of influencers, there's obviously the social platforms, right? So there's Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and those social platforms give you a lot of access to seeing publicly like what kind of voice they have as an influencer, what their platform is like, what their community is like, and you can kind of like just watch them and see what they're like. And from that, most of it is just reaching out and talking to them and seeing what their future goals are, what they want to do, what their ambitions and stuff like that.
Got it. What about you, Brittany?
Yes, I would say for me, whenever it comes to scouting, whenever I'm looking at new talent or potential talent that I think would fit, one, the G2 brand, but two, work well with our creators and bring more opportunities, not only to the G2 brand, but like who I feel like I could provide value to as well. That I get that mainly from one. Yes, I do look at a lot of content on Twitch itself. So whenever it's, RIP, Mixer, or Twitch, or Facebook Gaming, or YouTube, I'm constantly on looking at who people are collaborating with, who's relevant at the time, what titles are relevant at the time, and I'll comb through who's playing that game, and like I'll look through talent who maybe don't have a lot of viewerships at that moment, but are good personalities who have a lot of potential. And then at the same time too, like I'll go through social media, like I'll like read through threads of content of who I'm seeing, who I follow, who I think are relevant on social media, and who's responding and who kind of fits the brand and the responses that we're looking for. So it kind of it depends in that sense of like the type of person I'm looking for has to really fall into more so the brand more than anything. And then I think secondhand is like who I think would be good strategic partnerships with the creators we already have.
Got it. So sort of like when you guys are looking at a creator, it's not only their Twitch channel, but also like the other social media platform that the creator has. So like Twitter, TikTok, I think that's what Hantao mentioned, but like also like
exactly. If you have a great Twitch channel and you completely flop on all social media besides that, like I can't work with that. Like you need to be diverse, you need to be malleable, you need to be able to roll with the punches and kind of come out and like try to be first to market on some of the newer stuff that's coming out, like TikTok, for example. So someone who is interested and hungry to try new platforms and try new forms of content and just creatively hungry in that sense.
Got it. Yeah, definitely. So like this is a question for Joey and Holly, but as content creators, as you guys are trying to cater your content towards different platforms, like what are some of the experiences, and how do you guys try to like fit your brand into different content platforms?
Well, I do think it's important to experiment and try to use as many social media platforms as there are. TikTok, for example, is really popping off. It's really popular, so it's important to like understand it and try to like make content on whatever platform you can. For me, though, I feel like I have different content on each social media platform, and sometimes I wonder if I'm doing it wrong. But for example, like on my Twitch, I am a full-time gamer. I stream games, I play video games, competitive games. But on my TikTok, they're all dance videos. It's completely different. And I've wondered if maybe I should be advertising more of my gameplay, but I'm a gamer and a dancer. And so I worry about if I'm not like capitalizing as much as I could, because I already have like a gaming community, but I don't really have a dance community at all, like online. But I decided to do it just because I love dancing on TikTok. So I'm just, yeah. But I think it's important to be on social media and to post as much as you can. I imagine it like the lottery. I think that whenever someone wants to create on Twitch or go full time, or make that your living, I feel like it's luck and it's the lottery. And if you don't buy any lottery tickets, you will never have a chance to win. So I imagine like all the different social media platforms as lottery tickets, and you just I was thinking about this analogy in the shower, but I feel like I can't say it properly right now because I'm nervous. But I imagine it like however much you can afford, you buy the lottery tickets and hope that you get lucky. And so with money, instead of money though in content creating, it's time. As much time as you can afford in your creating, you do as much as you can on all social media platforms and hope that it works out and be consistent.
Got it. So sort of like you're investing, like you tailor your content to different platforms and you're like investing, right? Like you're buying all the stocks and then you hope that one day one of the stocks will like pop off.
Yes, exactly.
And I will, let me cut in here a little bit. You are doing everything right, to be honest. So, you don't have to be consistent across all platforms. All platforms of social media do not have to be gameplay. So Twitch, for me, as someone who curates and is working on strategy for content creators, what I need from someone is not necessarily like the fact that you are interested in TikTok. Yes, you are very aware of a platform that is relevant and that is growing, which is beyond a lot of what people are being aware of. Right off the bat, you see that. However, the trends on TikTok they're a lot younger. It's like TikTok has an algorithm which is amazing that caters to what it is that you like. You spend a little time on TikTok, it shows you exactly what it is that you like. However, for you to grow an audience on TikTok, like you can do gameplay videos, but that doesn't actually fit on the TikTok. So what I suggest to talent a lot of times is that, hey, you do your gameplay on Twitch. You show highlight videos, whatever it is. You use Twitter to be your voice. Instagram is to be lifestyle. Lifestyle, that is like, so the drive is to be able to bring more sponsors in. You want to be able to give more genuine, authentic lifestyle sponsorship and that brand off in all of your content. So you diversify your portfolio. Twitch, you have gameplay. Instagram, you are a brand representative, so you can do photos for Puma, you can do photos for Adidas, you can do any of that stuff. You can do videos, Instagram stories. TikTok, yes, you're doing dance videos, do it. Sprinkle in some gaming stuff here and there, but also that dancing on TikTok is what sells. The trends, you have to play into the trends that are on TikTok So let's say like you are doing some like gaming sketches. Like TikTok is doing a huge investment into the gaming community. So, but you don't want to see creators on TikTok just doing highlight videos and repurpose videos from their Instagram. That's not what TikTok is for. You use TikTok to grow an audience that is sketches. The stuff that you wouldn't necessarily put on Instagram, the stuff that you wouldn't necessarily put on YouTube, the stuff that you wouldn't necessarily put on Twitter, off the cuff, fun, funny content, dancing, funny, comedy, whatever it is. That is what TikTok exists for, and that's what you should play into. And that is what that will grab brands' attention. So whenever you're packaging a deal for a creator, you're like, hey, we'll do a 2-hour Twitch stream. We'll do a Instagram post, 2 stories, and a TikTok video. That's what you want. And you don't want it all to be the same. You want it to be value that is added across all platforms, that is different kind of content. And that is why all the different social media is just as important as the other.
Thank you for saying that. Cool. It's really refreshing to hear that I'm on the right page. And that information was very, very, very helpful. Thank you.
Of course, yes. And I encourage everyone right now to be involved, like be first to market. Right now, TikTok is investing a lot in gaming, but gaming on TikTok doesn't necessarily mean the same thing as gaming on Twitch. Do dancing, do whatever fun content that you think your audience will love. You know, they know you as a gaming content creator. However, it doesn't mean that you necessarily have to do gameplay content on Twitch or from Twitch onto TikTok. Whatever it is that you do, whatever you want to have fun doing, make it your own, make it original, make it genuine, have fun with it. But diversify your portfolio and do all kinds of social media. You know, right now is a great time to be involved in everything that you can be involved in. So grow your audience wherever you can, because right now that just means more avenues of income from different brand deals. That means that you can diversify, you can package your deals to be bigger. So, you know, it's a way to it's a business model for you.
So sort of like the takeaway here is, you know, be authentic to the platform that you're creating content on, instead of just like slapping on the same content over and over again on different platforms. So yeah, thank you, Brittany and Holly. That was really, really helpful. Definitely learned a lot from that conversation. I guess next, I kind of want to shift the topic from networking, you know, from social media platforms to more sponsorship. So, you know, there are a lot of stories that are like, you know, Instagram influencers with millions of followers, but they're having a hard time even selling like 20 t-shirts. So I guess this is a question a little more tailored towards Joey, since you've done part of an organization right now that provides, you know, a lot of resources and opportunities. But how do you create meaningful sponsorships and conversions out of your social media or your content?
I think Brittany kind of covered this a lot in terms of like diversifying your content and being authentic in what you're doing. I think that's just literally like the biggest thing. Personally, since I'm a part of a team, I haven't actually had to seek out my own sponsorships. I've just endorsed all the sponsorships a part of Cloud9, which has been super awesome for me. And I've, you know, done a lot of activations with them for sure. But definitely the best way to go about that is really diversifying your content, not being specific to one platform. And in terms of streamers, like turning your so many people stream, you know, 8 to 14 hours a day, however long you stream for, and then they don't post on Instagram, they don't post on TikTok, they don't post on Twitter. And that's a big mistake by just a lot of content creators, because you are making so much content. So why not put it out there and give yourself a better opportunity, you know, buy more lottery tickets.
Got it. So can you give us some like examples on like sort of like the past work that you've done, and what was your inspiration and how you came up with the idea and how to execute them?
A lot of my sponsorship things have really been creatively just up to me. In terms of most like HyperX sponsorships, it would just be like, you know, make a post with this or whatever and promote this product. Like I took some pictures with this keyboard, the Ducky, the HyperX Ducky keyboard, which is sick. of me jumping into my pool because I have ducks and stuff. Like I have a bunch of ducks around my house, and I have a giant inflatable one. So I jumped up into my pool riding the giant inflatable duck. And then I had like the keyboard on the side of the pool, and I took a picture of that. And that's like, I don't know, my personal way of like incorporating kind of just brand stuff. So yeah, again, it's kind of just whatever I wanted to do at that point.
I see. So definitely kind of like making your content authentic, but also like when you're like doing sponsorship, make sure that the content is also authentic to the brand and also to your audience. Hantao, at over time, GG, how do you guys make sure that your content creators are delivering the sponsorships authentically?
So we like to be more creative with stuff. One car company, they reached out to us and they wanted to do something in gaming, and they actually work with another esports team, but for the other esports team, they just, slapped their logo on a series that covered one of the franchises. And instead of just like throwing their logo on something, we proposed like, hey, why don't we try a driving school for kids, because most of the Fortnite audience is pretty young. So if we could, try something more creative and do something that's like more catered towards your audience will be, the conversion will be higher for that than something that's just like, hey, read this 30-second advertisement, here's some money, and hopefully this works, right? Something that's like more catered towards what your audience is used to and what your audience wants to see, that usually has higher conversion rates.
Got it. That's kind of interesting because it's like a car company, but also you mentioned like the Fortnite audience is a little young. Like how did you kind of attack that, or how did you tackle the task, or what was the process like?
Yeah, so it's like, how can we get a bunch of 16-year-olds to want to like this brand, right? And I was just thinking, like, I don't know if anybody remembers those like 80s or 90s movies with the driving school at their school. Like you would take your driving license at the school parking lot, and there would be like pylons and like other things in the parking lot, and you'd have to like drive through it and get lessons from the coach, and like they would do comedy and stuff around it. So I was like, something like that could cater towards a younger audience because they're just approaching the age of where they're learning to drive and like choosing, hey, maybe I should buy this car or maybe I should buy that car.
Got it. So sort of like as they're like kind of tapping or getting their foot into like, driving and kind of having their own taste of freedom.
Yeah.
You wanted to kind of bring the brand to kind of capture their attention when they're just starting out.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. Brittany, what was your experience like with just sponsorships and deliverables and stuff like that?
Wait.
Sorry. Like how did you like when it comes to a sponsorship? Like how do you utilize your talents to help promote the brand or to make a meaningful?
Yes. Well, from the beginning, I've never been an advocate for the brands who come into the space and hire some off the cuff advertising agency who doesn't know what they're doing, like who has no experience in the gaming industry whatsoever, and so my experience beyond just G2 has always been fulfillment in gaming. Like it's been always important for me to work with brands to show them really what the gaming world is all about, and esports as well. And so not just, hey, let's like throw $1 million onto Ninja and like he can sell everything. No, it's finding creators who really fit the demographic of what your brand is. Like, let's say Oreos. Like, we're not going to just like send Dr. Lupo out with like cheesy poofs and say like, hi, I love cheesy poofs while I stream Fortnite too. No, it's not like that. It's finding who really is a good fit. So like if we're working with someone like BMW, we're going to work with creators who love cars, who have really shown that they are interested and they love working with, like they're creators that we can send to a track and and race with them. We can send them to like a Legoland and they would just love that type of content and like can do really fun content with that brand, not just throw an advertisement onto a stream and then be done with the day. That's not what we want to do. And that's not what I want to do. Even like, let's take G2 out of the equation with any creator. It's not good brand value, and it leaves brands with a bad taste in their mouth with the gaming and esports industry, because you really have to show where they fit into this world. And there's a place for everyone. There's a place for everything. There's a place for every brand possible. It's just a matter of finding the right people for it.
Got it. So sort of like the takeaway is, one, to make sure that the talents are interested in the brand, and two, it's sort of like, when you're doing the deliverables, when you are making the content for the sponsorship, to make sure that like it's authentic, and that the talent themselves can talk about the product or talk about the brand and actually really enjoy the process of doing that.
Absolutely. It's having that joint interest in a common subject. You don't want to just throw Charmin toilet paper onto Dr. Disrespect or whoever it is. Like, very sensitive subject at the moment, but like you don't really want to like just throw any brand at anyone. It needs to fit with their persona, with their audience, with their content, and you want to make sure that follows. You just don't want to just throw like blank checks at someone. It doesn't work like that. You have to really find a good fit for their content, and that's really where brands have a good KPI and show that they are interested in being involved in the gaming industry from that point forward.
Yeah, that's important, because as every business, when they approach, when they have a budget for sponsorships, right? They're looking for ROI, they're looking for return of investments as well. So to kind of like facilitate a sponsorship, you want to make sure that both parties are happy and that you're reaching out to the right talents for this, for the promotion or whatever. So this is a question for everyone. Since you guys, first started, how has influencer marketing or content creation evolved, and what are the trends and practices that you guys do right now? We'll start with Joey.
Could you get a little more specific?
Yeah. So like, how has just sponsorships evolved since when you first started, and how has it changed over time?
I don't think I would be best fit to answer this question, to be completely honest. I've been a part of Cloud9 for about 2 years now, and while the industry has changed a decent amount, I think probably some of the veterans would be more appropriate to answer this one.
No worries. Thank you so much for answering still. Holly, I know you've been you've been a content creator for a really long time. I think you said 6 years. Like, what was your experience
with sponsorships?
Yes.
I think it took me a couple years to figure it out. I think in the beginning, whenever I first started creating content, I wanted to say yes to every opportunity and attempted to. There's a lot of things that, ultimately, I would just say that I stuck with things that I felt like fit my personality. At the time, whenever I first started, I didn't really have a brand, but I would say yes to opportunities, that fit my personality or products that I liked. And over time, I found that was the correct thing to do. And so I just continued to do that. And I'm currently working with HyperX, and it's been amazing. I wanted to say earlier that I thought it was really cool what Hantao was saying about the car sponsorship and how they understood their audience and they worked around how to advertise that well to their audience. I thought that was a really cool idea, the driving school thing with the teenagers, because it's true, the Fortnite community is really young. And so I was like, oh, that's really cool. And then what Brittany was talking about with branding and talents, it reminded me of how recently I got reached out to by a company with men shaving products, and that wouldn't fit me because I don't use that stuff. So I think what they said that made a lot of sense, and it's just you work with people and companies that you really believe in and that you like and that fits you.
Got it. So sort of like, I guess as time goes on, brands and creators kind of have gotten more selective, as they have, found like to find better
Yeah.
ways to, find creators that kind of vibe with their brands.
Yeah, and then with the conversion rate stuff, I think it reflects a lot on the talent as well when it doesn't do well. So I don't know if this is common knowledge, but I think with everybody's individual experience, I think that they actually probably see over time in the beginning, whenever they're eager to work with as many companies as they can and get as many opportunities as they can, they say yes to everything. But over time, I think that people probably see it, what converts well with their community. They learn their audience and go from there.
Got it. Thank you so much for answering. So we're going to move on to Q&A. These are some of the questions that we have received either on Discord or in Twitch chat. I think the first one's more of a Hantao and Brittany question, but basically, how much do stats/viewer count weigh into the likeness for a content creator to get on a team and organization?
Do you want?
You can go.
All right. So I think in terms of numbers, it definitely helps with visibility, of being discovered, because like even Twitch itself, there's hundreds of thousands of streamers on the platform, and when you're looking at like up to 10 platforms, it's like the more numbers you have, the more visibility you have for people seeing you. Brand deals, they see you at the top of Twitch or whatever. But in terms of like going back a little bit into the conversion side, is are they going to be able to push something that's attached to your brand, or do they just have a bunch of people who aren't really I don't know, like really part of their core audience, right? So you have to find the creators that can actually bring you that fan base, and vice versa.
Brittany, what's your opinion on this?
Concurrent viewership when we're looking at live streaming is very, 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 very important. We base performance based. we base the salary and performance based bonuses on that specifically. I would have to say we want to see that we take bets on people who I think we want to grow, who can grow, who are starting out nothing, and then we also look at people who are mid tier and high tier. And in that sense, whenever we're looking at someone who kind of is just starting out, we look at where the viewership dips depending on what games they're playing and how much of a variety gamer they can be. So like, are you able to play multiple games and have consistent viewership across all platforms and all games, and so that's definitely, and concurrent viewership is something that is a very, very important factor for us, but also your interest in creative involvement. So like, let's say it isn't very consistent, however, you are putting a lot of investment. Let's say you're starting out and like you have an okay viewership on Twitch, but you're investing a lot of your time into growing your TikTok. You're investing a lot of your time into growing your YouTube. We'll take into account where your time is being split, let's say, when we're considering new talent or potential like collaborations or anything like that.
Got it. So sort of like, concurrent viewership or stats are like generally like a baseline, but also likeliness and other factors definitely plays into it after, the general stats has been, or the requirements has been met. Cool. So next question, more of a Joey and Holly question, but what is the biggest and most common pitfall or lesson for early content creators that you've seen across your career?
I talked about it a little bit earlier, but just not posting on other social medias. I genuinely think that a lot of people like stream long hours and could cut an hour off their stream and put minimal effort into social media and have their platform be so much bigger than it is currently, just by like actually marketing themselves a little bit better, taking time out of the content creation and more about like uploading.
Got it. So sort of like rather doing like long, like everyday 8-hour streams, instead of doing that, it could be something like kind of streaming for a couple hours and then investing your time on doing doing content in other platforms.
Yeah, I mean, like my end goal is to be a streamer for sure. So that's what I want to be like putting most of my time into. Absolutely. But that doesn't mean I should just negate everything else there. So like my goal, and I don't even stay true to this all the time, but is to like stream 6 to 8 hours a day and then spend another 2 hours uploading on YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, all those social media platforms.
Got it. Definitely. And again, I think a lot of what we've talked about is, as an influencer, like, you're not just a content creator for one specific platform, but you're ultimately creating content. It just depends on what platform kind of fits what you're doing. Okay, so we have another question. What are your thoughts on influencer marketplaces? So sort of like, what's your opinion on like influence, basically like, sponsorships and stuff, and like, yeah, driving conversions. We'll have Hanta to take this one.
So I don't know of too many like actual marketplaces that exist. Obviously, like Twitch has their bounty board with their partners and sponsorships. I guess agencies could be looked at a way like that, but obviously they take a percentage as well. But in terms of like the overall market, I think there is just so many people that want to make this a career, so many people that are between like a certain viewership of maybe like, let's say 50, 100 viewers that are at that size where they have an audience and they might be able to push a certain product, but they're not like, the 100 to 500 CCV range. But everybody wants to make a living out of gaming. Everybody wants to make like content creation, streaming, whatever, into a career. And for brands, it's really hard to look at Twitch and then just be like, dang, I see 10,000 streams for Valorant. Who do I want to go to market my product?
Cool. Awesome. So I guess to kind of just wrap this up a little bit, like a closing question, and this is for everyone here. Tell us about what you're working on right now, that you're excited about, anything that our viewers should know about, or if you want to give any shout outs, now's the time to do so. Tali, you want to go?
So I am a full-time streamer and I stream 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. I have been working on improving my Valorant skills. I just got Gold 2 yesterday, so if you want to see Gold 2 Valorant gameplay, check me out. And then I also love to dance, like I was saying earlier, and yeah, I'm dancing on TikTok and I'm trying to learn as many dances as possible. So that's what I'm working on, and getting good on those two things. Also, I want to shout out to HyperX because I love HyperX and they're the best. And thank you for having me on this panel. Thank you for the opportunity for me to be here and meet all these other amazing people on the panel, and for all the viewers watching. Thanks for being here.
Holly, Joey?
Cool. Yeah, first, thanks for having me here. This was super fun. If anyone in chat has any more questions, feel free to either like DM or pop into my stream. I'll probably be streaming Valorant after this. But yeah, I love talking about this stuff, and it's really an interest of mine. So yeah, I stream pretty much every day. Yeah, yeah. And you can find that just twitch.tv/Keo. Yeah, just that's pretty much it for me. I'm good. Thank you again for having me. Appreciate everybody.
Hantao.
Not much. Follow me on Twitter at Hantao. I need more clout. Shout out to all my 12 to 16-year-olds that drop by in the Twitch chat, and hopefully we can see Keo do a backflip on stream.
Nice. I see.
I put my ducks up.
Ducks. Nice. Last but not least, Brittany.
Yeah. Okay, I feel like I can't even compare to that. I don't have ducks to show you, but I am, actively looking on building out the G2 army. We are moving into North America, and we're doing a creator house in New York City. So, I'm looking at content that would fit within that, but also here in LA, I am also looking for content creators who fit in the TikTok and Instagram world as well, who are involved in gaming. So, I'm constantly scouting. I'm constantly involved in content creation, and I'm here for you. Like, if you have any ideas, if you have anything fun, collaborations, if there's a direction you want to go, like, I'm open to it. So let's have a conversation. But those are the things I'm working on right now.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
I'm gonna
chat
do a
is,
backflip.
Yes, yeah, I was gonna say. Chat wants flip.
Oh man.
Wow.
What's that pile of Red Bull in the background? I love that.
Oh yeah, it's great.
Is that just for one day of consumption, or?
That's like at least like 3 days.
3 days?
No, I'm joking. That's
Oh.
no, I'm kidding. It's a joke.
Okay.
Ooh, I was gonna say. You gotta have
That was like a
heart attack.
record, like 3 days.
I
Yeah,
looked back and I was like, wait, how many is there?
Gotta hit Radiant in Valorant, you know?
Oh my gosh.
True.
It's just pounding them.
Okay, well, thank you all so much for coming. And screw it, I'm gonna show my stuff too. I'm really excited for Hamel, which is an in-game built-in voice sound wheel that you could use in your in-game voice chat or Discord. Really excited about that. Check it out, hamel.gg, and follow me on
It's really cool. It's really fucking cool. I know
really
that.
cool. Yeah, so check that out. And also follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/awkwardraccoon. Okay, anyways, thank you all so much for talking about this. I hope the panel was fun for you guys. And thank you, chat, and everyone who is here. And yeah, bye everyone.